What Really Happened to Louis Gossett Jr., star in An Officer and a Gentleman. Louis Gossett Jr. was born Louis Cameron Gossett Jr. on May 27, 1936, in Brooklyn, New York, U.S.to. Hellen Rebecca, a nurse, and Louis Gossett Sr. He is an alumnus of Mark Twain Intermediate School 239 and Abraham Lincoln High School. Gossett has gone through 3 marriages times and fathered 1 son and adopted 1 son. His first marriage was to Hattie Glasgow, but it was annulled. Gossett's second wedding is Christina Mangasing took place on August 21, 1973. Their son Satie was born in 1974. Then they divorced in 1975. His third marriage, to Star Search champion Cindy James Reese, took place on December 25, 1987. They adopted a son, Sharon. Gossett and James Reese divorced in 1992. His stage debut came at the age of 17, in a school production of You Can't Take It With You when a sports injury resulted in the decision to take an acting class. Polio had already delayed his graduation. After graduating from Abraham Lincoln High School in 1954, he attended New York University, declining an athletic scholarship. Standing 6 feet 1 inch (1.85 meters) tall, he was offered the opportunity to play varsity basketball during his college years at NYU, which he declined to concentrate on theater, and his high school teacher had encouraged him to audition for a Broadway part, which resulted in his selection for a starring role on Broadway in 1953 from among 200 other actors well before he entered NYU. Gossett replaced Bill Gunn as Spencer Scott in Broadway's Take a Giant Step, which was selected by the New York Times drama critics as one of the 10 best shows of the year. Gossett's Broadway theater credits include A Raisin in the Sunday 1959. Gossett stepped into the world of cinema in the Sidney Poitier vehicle A Raisin in the Sun in 1961. Also in 1961, Gossett appeared in the original cast of Jean Genet's The Blacks, the longest-running off-Broadway play of the decade, running for 1,408 performances. The original cast also featured James Earl Jones, Roscoe Lee Brown, Cicely Tyson, Godfrey Cambridge, Maya Angelou, and Charles Gordon. In 1965, Gossett appeared in the musical play The Zulu and the Zeta on Broadway as Paulus with music and lyrics by Harold Rome. Gossett wrote the anti-war folk song Handsome Johnny with Richie Havens, which Havens recorded in 1966. His Emmy Award-winning role of Fiddler in the 1977 television miniseries Roots first brought Gossett to the audience's attention. In 1983, he was cast in the title role in Sadat, a miniseries that chronicled the life and assassination of Anwar Sadat. While filming An Officer and a Gentleman, Gossett was also starring in the 1982-1983 science fiction series, The Powers of Matthew Starr. His role as drill instructor Gunnery Sergeant Emil Foley in the 1982 film An Officer and a Gentleman won him an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. He was the first black male to win an Oscar in a supporting role, the second black male to win for acting, and the third black actor to win overall. In 1986, Gossett starred in another role as a military man in the film Iron Eagle. It was followed by 3 sequels. In 1989, Gossett co-starred in the Marvel Comics adaptation The Punisher, with Dolph Lundgren in the title role. The film was directed by Mark Goldblatt, with a screenplay by Boaz Yakin. The Punisher was filmed in Sydney, Australia, and also featured Jeroen Krabbe, Kim Mayori, and Barry Otto. In 1991, Gossett starred in Manny Cotto's action film Cover-Up opposite Dolph Lundgren. Gossett is the voice of the Vortigaunts in the video game Half-Life 2 and is the Free Jaffa leader Jarek in Season 9 of the sci-fi television series Stargate SG-1. He provides the voice of Lucius Fox in the Batman animated series. He recorded several commercials for a Nashville-based diabetic company, Ahmed Direct, LLC. In 1997, Gossett presented When Animals Attack. For a one-hour special on Fox, he played the role of fictional U.S. President Gerald Fitzhugh in the 2005 film Left Behind, World at War. In 2008, he filmed the Keep It Real series of commercials for the Namibian lager Windhoek. In 2009, Gossett also lent his voice talents in the Thomas Nelson audio Bible production known as The Word of Promise. On February 9, 2010, Gossett announced that he had prostate cancer. He added the disease was caught in its early stages, and he expected to make a full recovery. In 2013, Gossett starred in the controversial drama Boiling Pot, which is based on true events of racism that occurred on college campuses across the U.S. during the 2008 presidential election. The film, written and directed by the Ashmawi brothers, Gossett plays a detective attempting to decipher a murder case that was fueled by racism, all while putting aside his own prejudices. Boiling Pot was released in 2014. Gossett returned to television in the CBS All Access series, The Good Fight, guest starring as founding partner Carl Reddick of Diane Lockhart's new firm. He narrated an audiobook based on 12 Years a Slave. On July 18, 2016, Gossett co-hosted as a guest programmer on Turner Classic Movies' primetime lineup. Allowed to choose 4 movies to air, he selected Blackboard Jungle, Lifeboat, Touch of Evil, and The Night of the Hunter. Thank you for listening to the story about the life of Louis Gossett Jr.